victory here last Easter. Leeds, though, have got Webb back at full-back. Then it's Smith, Tupi, Senior and Donald. Maguire has recovered from his knock for Great Britain, and Rob Burrow is the scrum half. Forwards, Bailey, Diskin, Peacock, Jones, Buchanan, Ellis and Sinfield, the captain, man of the match here last Friday, with Luluai, Thackeray, Kirk and Tansey on the bench. And the coach is Tony Smith, back on club duty this week. The Bulls have got Platt at full-back. Then it's St. Hilaire, McAvoy, Evans and Vainicolo kissing the Super League goodbye. Solomona, because there's still no Easton Harris, and Deacon, the scrum half and skipper. Forwards, Vanganar, Newton and Lynch, McKenna, Langley and Morrison. And the interchange bench here, Henderson, who's off to New Zealand Warriors next year, Burgess, Tupu, who has arrived from Brisbane, and James. The coach is Steve McNamara. Well, perfect conditions, bit blowy, bit breezy, but remarkable that this pitch is in as good an order as it is tonight. After all the rain, the monsoon that we've had throughout this country over the past week. And Bradford, with their army of supporters behind the posts, hoping to see Leslie Vainicolo on his farewell make it to 150 tries during his career. But here come the opposition. They've won the last 4 weekly round meetings with the Bulls, but that sequence goes against the trend. The Bulls have won 24 from 38 previously. Can Kevin Sinfield lead his men to victory here? During the past 11 months, they've effectively pinched 3 wins from Bradford with late tries to secure the 2 points. July 2006, a Scott Donald try in the 78th minute. Easter of this year, Scott Donald again, 18-14. And then, of course, at Cardiff, when Jordan Tansey, somewhat controversially, stole the points for the Leeds Rhinos. Fantastic occasion. There is not a seat to be had, not a place on the terraces to be had here at Headingley. So, on Sky Sports tonight, you have the best seats, you have the best view in the house for what is sure to be an absolutely titanic struggle. Leeds, predominantly white, they will attack from right to left, and Bradford, predominantly black. And the sun is shining down on this Super League occasion. Referee Phil Bentham blows the whistle, and Kevin Sinfield gets us underway. And underneath the first kick-off is Marcus St. Hilaire. Wonderful occasion, Stephen.
Certainly is. You can feel the atmosphere, can't you? And they know, both sides, that they've got to take command of this game early. The opening 10-15 minutes will be brutal. And they are claiming for a high shot, and they have got it. He's got to keep a good eye on them, the referee, Phil Bentham, tonight. There's no love lost between these two. There was no doubt about it. Peacock swinging right arm.
First penalty of the match goes to the Bradford Bulls. Here is Joe Vanganar driving the ball in hard. It takes 4 to bring him down. Terry Newton is the dummy half for Bradford. That looked a little forward to Andy Lynch, but the touch judge here on this near side just nodded at referee Phil Bentham. It's okay. Vanganar again. Diskin going in very low for the Leeds Rhinos.
You can see the long shadows. It's got to be an advantage for the Bulls in the early part of this game, and will cede on the last tackle. They should give it plenty of height down this right-hand side. No, they've gone the short line.
Solomona dabbed the ball forward. It's still the last tackle, though. The ball came off the Leeds' knees. It played the man, not the other way round. So it's the last tackle, and up goes the kick from Deacon. He floats it out wide, looking for St. Hilaire. It's well claimed, though, on this near side. But that's great Bradford defence. And Scott Donald had nowhere to go then. And look at what he means to the Bradford Bulls.
Tremendous take, but even better defence. Boy, I'm so glad that they changed this rule. Remember, if you had assistance from your own player, it would have been a penalty the other way around. And that was looking straight into the sun. We knew that the Bulls would take advantage of that, and that's why it surprised me, Phil Clark, that David Solomona went for a short kick early on the 4th tackle.
Paid off on the next play, didn't it? And he's going to take it forward. Danny Maguire perhaps lucky not even to be penalised by taking out the Bradford play before the kick came down.
Scott Donald did really well to get hold of the thing, but then he was bundled into touch, and that is why Bradford have this possession right underneath the Leeds Rhinos post. It's Terry Newton, comes back to Deacon. Deacon tried the short ball off the back of Van der Naar.
It's got to be a penalty.
No, it's a knock-on, the referee says.
If it hits the man and it bounces back, then it's got to be classified. It's a funny rule. In Australia, they call this a deliberate forward pass, which normally brings a penalty from down under. See, Van der Naar's in front. And in Australia, they would have given a penalty. Either way, Leeds get off the hook.
Yes, they do. They get head and feet at this scrum, the Leeds Rhinos. 310 weekly round fixtures played by these two since 1996 and the start of Super League. Leeds have won 217 of them. Bradford 227. And they're watching two here of Super League's best attacking sides. Saints are the best, of course. Leeds 87 tries, Leeds 94 tries. Sorry, Leeds 87 tries, Bradford 94. Got a right schmozzle in the middle of the pitch.
Jones Buchanan trying to get the ball away. Was definitely hit there by Chris McKenna, so this should be head and feet to Leeds.
It is.
He's got it right. Well, he's on the ball so far, is the referee, Mr. Bentham.
And I'm sure Bradford are aware that Leeds have been starting games recently particularly well. 10 points up in less than 10 minutes in their last Super League game. And in fact, they've scored twice as many tries as they've conceded in the opening quarters of games this season. They have really gone hard from the first whistle.
This is Jamie Peacock. Will it be Peacock or Morley leading Great Britain in the autumn test series against the Kiwis, I wonder? Ryan Bailey.
Took a big gamble there, the big prop forward, Joe Van der Naar. Went out of the line, left a huge gap. They've got away with it. Good run from Diskin. It's important that he gets running from the dummy half position.
Here goes Tupi now, and he finds Danny Maguire, who is all wrapped up. Ball comes down, bounces off the feet. Bradford have it back in the shape of Chris McKenna.
Well, we know it's Tony Smith. Edict, he wants them to ensure that they can get the ball away, but I'm not so sure so early in the game. That's two occasions where they've just been looking to offload in very dangerous positions.
Newton will take the line on, thought about the offload, seen he was in between him and Deacon. Deacon gets the ball away to Michael Platt. Platt will cut inside, important tackle up by Matt Diskin. Newton dummy half again, here's Deacon. Deacon looks wide and finds Solomona. Solomona stabs the ball behind, inviting Vainicolo to chase. And Lee Smith had to be quick. Lee Smith's the man who clips it out to touch and goal. It's going to be a goal line dropout here.
Well, we know that Steve McNamara, the Bradford coach, he's set down the game plan, kick early on that side, and it's going to be the standoff David Solomona on all occasions. First one didn't come off, but they've got the reset of 6. Good work there by Lee Smith. It had to be as well. He just got caught out, again, kicking on the 4.
Leslie Vainicolo didn't score a try in his Odsal farewell. He kicked a goal instead. He was close then. The goal line dropout from Sinfield gets to halfway, and Deacon palmed it backwards, says Phil Bentham. Play on. This is Michael Platt.
I think they just got it right. Sounds pretty awkward there for the halfback. Oh,
there's a knock-on by Solomona.
Well, they're all at sea. I was just about to mention the fact that when Leslie Vainicolo bade farewell at Odsal, I think nerves got to him. He was trying far too much. Went looking for the football, came up with errors, and we've seen it from both sides now.
Solomona, this is his 100th appearance in the United Kingdom, and his knock-on means that Leeds had head and feet of the scrum. They're in possession. Daniel Anderson, I think nerves are on show here.
Yes, Eddie, it's been a couple of weeks bar the international players since everyone's played, so timing, you can see that they're both nervous, and I think it'll take a few more minutes and then they'll settle down.
Burrow played the ball to Brent Webb. That was quickly out the back from Webb to Peacock. He's surrounded by 3. Takes the tackle, and it's tackle number 3. Diskin to Burrow. Gives it width to Maguire, then back on the inside to Gareth Ellis. Bradford were waiting for that. Van der Naar with the tackle. Joe Van der Naar, who extended his contract by a year this week. The kick downfield, that will skip away, and it will run dead.
Well, both sides trying to catch the opposition out. That's another early kick. Well, they wanted to get on with it. Well, 7 minutes into this game, the one thing that's stood out quite clear as far as I'm concerned is that Bradford want to get on and play the ball quickly, as you can see there, but they have men all over him.
And this is Jamie Langley.
Hold!
Deacon again in at dummy half, and he finds Vangenaar tries to run over the top of Diskin. Diskin did well, hung on to his ankles. Here now comes Andy Lynch. Lynch, who had an encouraging debut for Great Britain here last Friday. Newton, the dummy half. He made his Super League debut in Leeds colours against Gary Hetherington coach Sheffield all those years ago. This is James Evans, though. Ball inside to Vainicolo. Big hit. And how good was that from Brent Webb?
Vainicolo cannot believe that it was the small frame of the fullback Webb that crunched him. Not just tackled him, he crunched him.
And what's more, Webb got up off the deck and he gave Leeds the possession back again. Fantastic work from him.
Certainly was, and a good combination as well. We've often seen it, haven't we, over the last 2 seasons. The way that the centre, on this occasion, Evans, came on to the wing and Vainicolo went into the centre position.
Outside.
Burrow with a kick downfield again to turn Marcus St-Hilaire around. And St-Hilaire from 10 metres away from his own posts makes 10 metres ground before he's tackled by that man, Burrow. This is Michael Platt. Platt then to Glenn Morrison. Missed 4 this year with a broken thumb. Big hit on him then.
St-Hilaire, he lost that. He could have been picked up, missed by the officials. I must say, though, it's been a remarkable turnaround from this winger, Marcus St-Hilaire. It looked as though he was completely finished. Oh, what a pass from Newton. That was sensational.
Newton finds Vainicolo. Vainicolo for Bradford! Well, he just bumped and barged his way out of all the tackles then. It was a wonderful pass around the corner from Terry Newton, but the try took some scoring, and Big Leslie hits the 149 mark. This is his farewell appearance. That's the 16th try of the season and the 16th try he scored against Leeds over the years. 17 tries last year, joint top scorer. He hadn't scored for the last 2. He's just altered that record, and Leslie Vainicolo on his farewell appearance in the Super League comes up with a trademark try.
Well, we all know what happened down in Cardiff a few weeks ago, but this should have been stopped because the error from Marcus St-Hilaire, he definitely lost control of it, was ignored by the officials. Tremendous play by Newton. What a beautiful step and a round-the-man pass. Get out of the way. He is so big, he is so strong. He needs another 3, and he'll be looking for it. Nerves played his part a fortnight ago against Hull. He had a shocker. He's got that off his back now. Leeds crowd giving him the bird, but he'll be looking for a hat-trick after this.
Here's Super League's best kicker, and that's the reason why Deacon adds the extras, and Bradford are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, there's a big worry there for the Leeds side early on. Twice in less than 10 minutes, they've been exposed the frailty on the right-hand side. Inside Lee Smith, he'll be hoping to get some troops over to him next time.
Leslie Vainicolo with the try. 14 times a New Zealand international, 28 years of age. He's made a huge impression in rugby league. I'm sure he'll make an equally big impact in the other code when he switches to Gloucester. We're sorry to see him go, but be able to follow him on Sky Sports, of course, just the same.
Well, the one message that came out of that passage of play, if any of you Rara boys are watching, you try to go high on this big fella, you will suffer the circumstances.
Newton at dummy half again. Finds Paul Deacon. He gets it to McAvoy. McAvoy runs into a trap from Senior and Maguire. Newton once again. That's Platt. Oh, not the best from Platt. They seem to just misread the script then.
No coordination. One man thought he was going to be the dummy runner. It happens so often. Even if you're the dummy runner, you've got to be alert. You must keep your eye on the football.
This is Gareth Ellis now. Gareth Ellis, his 80th Leeds appearance against the club that wanted him when he left the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Senior with a bit of space, but St. Hilaire does well. So does Senior, mind you. Gets it to Maguire. On the pass to Maguire, straight to McAvoy.
I made the point before the kickoff, would there be a doubt about Danny Maguire? And after watching him trying to run on the blind side there, he did not put himself 100%. He was looking to offload, even though that there was a gap there.
McKenna now. Well, it's now starting to warm up. 12.5 minutes. We've had the first try from Leslie Vainicolo. Here's Deacon. Showed it to Lynch. Gave it to Solomona. Solomona on to Morrison. Morrison to Langley. This is Evans. Big Leslie's outside him. Big Leslie comes inside. Importantly, got the ball away. How on earth did he do that to Langley? Bradford still coming forward, but they lose it.
That was try time. And he knows it, does the coach, Steve McNamara. Newton is blowing up. But what skill. Evans, and then the big fella. Take it to him. He took it round his knees. Full credit to Leeds. They got back in numbers. Pass was superb. Langley did ever so well. And then they blew it.
And so did Scott Donald and Brent Webb. They did well in defence.
You think Leeds might want to put on an additional right winger and right centre? They seem 2 or 3 men short over there.
They are getting exposed, as you said before, but it'll be up to Tony Smith and the players on the field to make some adjustments. Otherwise, Bradford is going to keep going then.
They're such a big physical side, Daniel, aren't they, the Bulls?
Well, when you've got David Solomona at standoff, it shows how big the team is. And with him at standoff, he's the threat of running the ball because he's so big. He can kick a ball early, and he's got a nice pass as well, so it makes it very difficult to defend against on the edge.
Looked as though Glenn Morrison was standing in an offside position and at least not square. I don't know whether James Evans was either. The referee says play on, and Burrow with the kick downfield was looking for the 40-20. It bounces harmlessly for St. Hilaire. He pitches it inside to Michael Platt.
Well, again, that's a fourth occasion that Leeds have gone early in the tackle count. Again on that fourth. But full credit to Marcus St. Hilaire. He read it. He was already marching through. Surrender! The hours that these coaches must look through the opposition tapes. Daniel, you must spend hours doing exactly the same thing because it looks like either of these teams seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, we all do it. So but it's up to the players to take the information on board that you're given during the week and then just perform. And this is what Bradford are doing at the moment. Once again, they look very, very good at the moment.
They do indeed, and they're slipping these passes wonderfully. Leslie Vainicolo halted though on that far side by Lee Smith. Quick hands from Bradford again. This is Andy Lynch. Well, 7 days, of course, after joining forces for the national side. The coaches Tony Smith, Steve McNamara on opposite sides of the coaching fence tonight. They go head-to-head for the 3rd time this season.
The Bulls are pinpointing that Leeds right-hand defence. That's where the little fella, Rob Burrow, puts himself in the defensive line. And they've had plenty of success so far. Great defence.
There's McAvoy and Marcus St. Hilaire seeing to the threat of Maguire. This is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. And Leeds having a bit of difficulty at the moment getting out of their own half. They might make progress here with Keith Senior. South Stand giving the officials the bird here. I think they want a penalty for their team because they know that's possibly one of the ways they can make a bit of ground.
Well, I think they're feeling the pressure as well because Leeds are. This Bradford defence is getting right into the faces. They're very, very quick indeed. Ooh, let it bounce, taking the gamble.
Bounced on an angle to Leslie Vainicolo. He showed it to Clinton Tupy. And Tupy and Lee Smith deal with the threat on that occasion. Deacon again. Michael Platt.
It's a great decision. See the forwards. Hunt has the pack. 3 and 4 going into the defensive line.
Glenn Morrison.
There's some big hits out there, Eddie.
Deacon, now he goes for a 40-20. Oh, he's gone for the foot. Now, was that out on the full? It was. Ooh, it was only inches in it. Deacon holds his head in his hands.
Big gamble on the third play.
Could not have been much in this.
It's a huge gamble on the third play. No one at home.
Okay, when it comes to a break, he's over on the far side.
Ooh, right on the line.
Well, the touch judge was not in the frame then. He was a long way back, and he made the decision. Waved it back to the point where the kick was taken. The scrum goes down. There he is. Let's have a good pair of eyes on him. This is Brent Webb.
Pretty difficult to see whether the apex of the ball was on the whitewash. I think he was.
Strong run from Jamie Jones-Buchanan. A lot of people shaking their heads, scratching their heads, wondering why he wasn't in the Great Britain squad last week. Jamie Peacock takes it forward. Leeds for the first time in a while inside Bradford. Danger zone. Burrow bouncing off a couple. Can't get away from those two, though. Good work from Sam Burgess on as a substitute and Andy Lynch. Here is Maguire. Maguire trying to spin away and loses the ball. Picked up and away he goes. Michael Platt. Michael Platt has got some pace. But they get back to him.
He had
support.
James Evans on that left-hand side, but look at them, they're all at sea.
Leeds in disarray in defence.
Quick play the ball. Sinfield trying to slow them down. Could have been a penalty. He's allowing the advantage as the official.
This is Langley. Langley.
That's good referee. That's for no infringement there. He's got them for being offside a long way up the field of play, but he allowed the advantage. That's good from the man with the whistle.
He lost control.
We'll take the two.
Wasn't a steal.
Sinfield just having a little bit of a chat with Mr. Bentham.
Honestly, he lost it.
Trying to put his side of the story. The referee will listen. But it all came about by a bad play by Maguire and Michael Platt. Webb was struggling, got across to him. He had James Evans on his left-hand side. And as soon as the ball was played, Deacon knew that there were so many of those players offside.
It takes a very special effort to score a try from 80 minutes against Leeds. They've got so many quick players. Gareth Ellis, one of the forwards, even got back on line for that first tackle as well. And I think the Rhinos might see this as 4 points saved here rather than 2 points lost.
Deacon's boot again, and he is absolutely deadly this year. Paul Deacon. That's his 82nd goal, Super League's best. And 180 points for the season coming into this match. 182 points against Leeds in all matches.
It's amazing when these two sides meet. The defensive lines invariably always strong. And just the error. It was Leeds that were applying the pressure, and the mistake from Maguire.
High kick-off, well fielded by Michael Platt. Here comes Sam Burgess. It's a vigorous opening 20 minutes we've seen. Injury news, Bill.
Yes, Glenn Morrison having treatment in back play while that penalty was being lined up, and Morrison, I think, getting a little bit of repercussion for a tackle he put in on Rob Burrow when play was over on this near side of the ground, and he almost put Burrow in the Leeds dugout. Such was the ferocity of his challenge. He literally did end up on the wall on the side of the field. Morrison apologised. I'm not so sure that was sufficient for one of the Leeds players, and Morrison just been treated for a cut on the face.
Getting a little bit nervous about it all. It was not the best from Lynch, trying to pile the offload when it was too busy.
Well, that's a bit of a blow by the looks of things for Jamie Thackeray.
Would you say, Daniel, at this stage that the Bradford Bulls defensive line is moving up quicker than Leeds? And the frustration from the Leeds fans is simply a reflection of how hard Bradford are working to condense and contain Leeds.
I think Bradford are playing at a higher tempo. It's as simple as that. If Leeds don't match that tempo, you know, then Bradford is going to score more points. But I've got to admit, I'm watching the Bradford line here, and it's barely in line with the referee.
Well, it's getting a bit scrappy out there. It was poor play by Matt Diskin. He was on the last. We'll have a little word for these two.
Okay, look, it's a simple handover. All you've got to do is leave the ball on the floor. I'm talking. All you've got to do is leave the ball. All you've got to do is pick it up. It's easy.
It is. It is, he says the man in charge, but not the best. He won't get many plaudits from his coach, Tony Smith, the hooker Diskin. To just hand over possession there when you've got so much quality kicking in your side is a sin.
More injury news. We saw Jamie Thackeray go into a tackle and come out on the wrong side of it, Bill.
Yeah, it looks like a rib problem for Thackeray. Came straight off into the dressing room.
Here's another run from Leslie Vainicolo. Great quick hands from Bradford. Vainicolo, well, jumped into touch by Clinton Tupy.
Well, Phil Clark was talking about all the mathematics in regards to angles or whatever, but this just adds up to 2, 3. You can't get through, Leslie. That's an equation that even the big fella, Vainicolo, can overcome.
Back to Bill. Well, Bill's not there. Just checking on Jamie Thackeray's injury, no doubt. The big prop forward, as he said, straight into the dressing room. Here is Maguire, pops it up for Senior. Maguire then in at dummy half, and he finds Brent Webb. Well, the South Standers are convinced that Bradford are encroaching inside the 10 at the play of the ball. They are very, very quick off the mark, I must say. Here's Peacock again. Great work from Peacock. Burrow, looking busy as ever, gets the ball away to Sinfield. He took the option, found Maguire. This is Ellis. Deacon, though, hunting the ball carrier, and now they're offside.
They didn't have to wait long, did the South Stand fans? And again, superb refereeing.
Luluai will drive it forward for the Leeds Rhinos. Gets them right on the try line on the first tackle. There's Diskin. Diskin, back it comes to Burrow. Burrow just feigned to pass, took the tackle. Diskin scoots in at dummy half. They come this way with Maguire. Maguire taking them on his own. Maguire still, and it took 2 men to push him back. McAvoy was 1.
Did well to hang on to it in the standoff. Inside pass.
Great defence. Great defence again from Bradford. Diskin. Diskin plunks it down this time. Not Diskin. Referee hasn't given the answer.
I'm just looking at the marker, please. Just check the marker.
Tremendous defensive effort, but full credit to Diskin. He's made up for that error, I feel. Remember, he went to ground on the last. Has he got it down?
I think the referee's just checking that Luluai did not make any problems for the defenders here after he played the ball.
The grounding's okay. Ooh, as Luluai, I think he has.
No,
he's
Steve,
just ground, hasn't he?
Well, as he moved forward, that's what he's got to do. Does he move forward into Michael Platt? That is what the video referee has to look at. That's what he'll look at now.
He's moved about 4 inches, but surely you don't have to stand perfectly still. Your feet are naturally going to move.
I think it'll be given, but there's definitely movement from the big fella.
Well, the video referee tonight is Richard Silverwood. What does he say? Leeds are on the board with Diskin's try.
Was good approach work from the Rhinos. There was some real slick play there by the Leeds outfit.
Important try this for Diskin. He returned against Huddersfield. He missed the previous 3. And he's just come up with an important try for the Rhinos.
They were desperate. They were desperate with Bradford. It looked as though they'd stopped it all. But Diskin to the dummy. Back on the inside. No one's going to get there. This is a wonderful effort. He reaches out, wriggles through, try time. Look at the crowd behind him. Pressure kick.
Pressure kick, but always missed it. Well, we highlighted him before the game, didn't we? Kevin Sinfield, and he will be annoyed that he's missed that. You can see that in his face.
Just going back to that try, though, I think you could trace it back probably a minute or 2 before that, when a run from Jamie Peacock broke through 3 or 4 Bradford defenders, took his side forward and set up the platform relay and the opportunity for Diskin to score the first Leeds try.
Great effort from Matt Diskin. Remember, he played just once for Great Britain, and he was so cruelly injured in that as well. He had to battle his way back. Here comes Luluai. Whoa! There was a flying tackle coming in from Burgess. Good job he didn't connect. Luluai would have been in the south stand. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Brent Webb, Sinfield, Maguire. They go wide to Ellis.
Well, it certainly sparked the Rhinos now. Good quick play the ball. Was he offside? But no.
Was back and interfering then. Here's Peacock again.
To be fair, Eddie, early part of the season we were complaining about the referees blowing up all the time, but I think it's better than the way the Bentham's handling this game. It's the same for both sides. He's got away.
Great work from Sinfield there. He found Luluai, found Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here is Senior. Ball goes down. Ricocheting all over the shot, picked up by Marcus St. Hilaire, and Bradford breathed a little sigh of relief.
Sheer panic. They didn't need it. All they had to do, first tackle, just take it nice and steady. Sorry, the last one, sorry. All they had to do was at least get the kick away again, and they've been caught up twice.
Evans, Diskin with a tackle low down. Here now is Ian Henderson. Missed only one this year.
That went backward, play on.
And he wipes the tackle count down, does the referee Phil Bentham. This is Sam Burgess.
Certainly dragged away. Was it 2-on-1? It didn't matter.
Solomon the man who is off. That's Andy Lynch.
Now then, will we see something from Terry Newton? Had a tremendous game. 4 tries against Hull a fortnight ago.
Deacon, back it goes to Henderson. Henderson, it finds its way untidily to Evans, but he makes something of it. Has 7 tries so far from 15 appearances, James Evans. Henderson, Burgess. That's Burgess going down on the end of tackle number 3. Henderson again. Deacon looks for the runners. It's McKenna, bounces off the chest of McKenna. Chris McKenna, who of course had 2 years at Leeds.
Well, it was a real hot dog tackle, wasn't it? And once you put the mustard on this one, bang, out it squeezes.
Let's get the definitive news on Jamie Thackeray. Bill.
Well, thankfully, Jamie Thackeray's back out on the Leeds bench and has made a miraculous recovery from what he thought was a broken rib. Such was the intense pain when he suffered the injury, and he was brought straight off the field into the dressing room, but club doctor had a quick look at him, and whatever it was, and it was probably a very sharp blow right in the rib cage, has gone away. He's back out there. They reckon he could have him back on the pitch fairly soon.
David Solomona with the big hit. He maybe took on the role of Ricky Hatton there.
Well, it'll be a rib Carley's problem anyway. He'll still be in a lot of pain, but he is a forward. He'll just discount that, get on with the job in hand.
Let's hear from the coach of the champions. Daniel Anderson's with us.
Eddie, I think that Steve McNamara can't wait to get Big Joe Vangano back on. I think he had a tremendous first 15 minutes, and the game's got a little bit loose for Bradford, and I think they want to tighten it up, so I think you'll be seeing Big Joe on the sideline very shortly.
Tell you what, whoever plays either of these 2 sides next week will be rubbing their hands, because this has been a physical contest, hasn't it, for 29 minutes. And I think you're rubbing your hands, Daniel. You've got one of them, haven't you, next week?
Oh, yeah, we actually do, Leeds. So, well, we'll watch Bradford give them a bit of a touch-up in defence as much as possible.
The kick downfield eventually is collected by Michael Platt, and St. Hilaire is tackled by Sinfield. Here goes Chris McKenna again. Leeds just hanging off him for a moment. Tupi eventually getting to him, and with help from Maguire he goes down. Oh, it's an awful play, the ball.
Well, it was being interfered with, and again, let's just carry on with it. He went backwards. Keep at it. Crowd don't like it, but it's quick open football.
Newton will go to the short side. Vinacolo quick.
Oh, Maguire! Looked as though he was going to take his head off.
Well, Morrison got away, and Maguire pulled out, I think. This is Lynch. Yes. Danny Maguire just thought better of it. Kick down the line from Newton, fielded by Brent Webb. Bradford will know the danger that Webb poses from fullback. 15 tries this year.
The amazing thing about Bradford's play over the last 20 minutes, we saw early in the game that the sun was being difficult for them, and that's the reason why they were putting the pressure down this right-hand side. As you look at it now, you can see that the sun is going into that corner, and Bradford kicked there? No. Why? That's the question.
Here's Jamie Jones-Buchanan again. 4 tackles gone, Leeds still midway inside their own half of the field. Leeds are shouting at the referee.
That's good play.
The last one.
It's good play, though. They've got them on the back foot.
Burrow, left-footed kick. And that will skip dead.
A little bit too strong, but at least he knows that his side can get set up on that 30-metre line.
199th appearance for Leeds for 24-year-old Rob Burrow.
Now, normally you see the guys that are tapping on that 20 mark. They're eager to get to it. Both sides are struggling. This is a fast pace.
Sam Burgess. Ball down by Luluai. Newton, scampering run. Great run from Newton again. Good job that Luluai was there with the tackle. Here is Platt. Platt to Paul Deacon. Deacon pops it up to Langley. Langley goes to ground. Tackle number 4. Newton again. Deacon. Deacon finds Henderson. And that's obstruction.
Yeah.
Henderson ran behind Nathan McAvoy.
And he knows it too. When you're running the angle like this, if someone's going to come away, it doesn't matter whether you stop in time. You can see that Keith Senior was blocked. Couldn't have any attempt to get to this fella.
Daniel, Bradford seems to be able to make ground far easier with the ball than the Rhinos. Is that just sheer determination?
Yeah, I just think that, as I said, Bradford are playing at a higher tempo. They're running harder, they're hitting the collision harder, they're working harder on the ground, and hence they're just rolling metres out up the field. Leeds as well are probably a victim of their own play in that they're trying to go around Bradford, and it's not working tonight. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. Kyler Luluai's carries for Leeds have probably been the most impressive part of the first half for Leeds. And maybe if they go with a couple of the big men, in saying that, here's Danny Maguire.
Yes, Maguire trying to jink his way through. And Joe Vangenal back on the field for Bradford, as Daniel Anderson hinted Steve McNamara would have wanted. Here is Sinfield. Sinfield escapes the net. Oh, the ball goes to ground and straight to Big Joe.
Good job it did go to Joe as well. If you're a Leeds fan, any three-quarter, there was no one at home. Brent Webb had come into the attacking line. Was that forward? South Sands think so.
This is St. Hilaire, such as the tempo of this game. 33 minutes gone in back play as Bradford get a penalty. Michael Platt is being treated to cramp.
Eddie, I think that's a reflection of the pitch. The academy match played before this one had several players in the second half going down with cramp. Don't forget, the Headingley pitch has had more rainfall in one day this year than ever in the last 100 years. Record rainfall in this area. The groundsman's worked well. The pitch looks fantastic, but it does seem to be affecting the legs of players.
Well, we've seen some really good offloads throughout this game, and Terry Newton, as I mentioned, 4 tries a fortnight ago. He's in top form yet again. Created the first try for Vainicolo. Superb little work down that blind side.
This is Joe Vangenal. He's got Newton again at dummy half behind him. Newton comes down the short side. A short pass to McAvoy. Scream of forward from the south stand. No response from the officials. It's with Deacon. And Deacon to Burgess. Burgess is spun to the ground. Bradford, though, so close. Newton! Terry Newton! And Leeds all hands to the pumps to force him back into the field of play. But look how close Newton is.
Keep your eye out for Langley. He's coming on the second phase. The big mop of hair. Will he be involved?
It's with Paul Deacon. A high kick for Big Leslie to chase. Lee Smith after this. Evans is there! It's gone to Evans. And Evans, I think, is going to be given the nod by the referee. He is. James Evans. That's his 8th try of the season. It's gone a bit quiet here at Headingley, 3/4 of the ground. It was a high-hanging kick. Where was Evans when the kick was made? That's what everyone is asking. But the referee and the touch judges decided there was no need to hand it on to Richard Silverwood to check for the offside, and Evans is given the second Bradford try.
Now, was this forward? South Stand thinks so. Momentum rule perhaps comes into it. Either way, McAvoy got away. Take nothing away from the kick from Deacon. He got there quick, I must say. But both touch judges were pretty certain about it. No one else was jumping high apart from this man.
I think he would have anticipated his run off a really good kick from Paul Deacon, but a poor pass from Clark put the ball behind Deacon and then delayed the kick somewhat.
Well, there's our new graphic for 2007 that Phil explained so excellently pre-match. And Deacon, it doesn't matter where he kicks them from, it doesn't matter what the angle is, Deacon seems to find the mark. Bradford have a 10-point advantage coming up to half-time.
Phil, did you send all your analysis to this man, Paul Deacon? But that was superb. You know, this guy, everywhere I go, they say, well, he's just an average player. He's more than that. He's one of the most underrated players, I feel, in Super League. He gives 100%.
James Evans, the try scorer, fell out with Huddersfield a bit last year, and Bradford swoops. That ball hangs in the air. Or was McAvoy taken out in the air? No, he wasn't. By Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here is Jamie Peacock.
That could be controversial. There's a great kick-off.
Well, the referee's obviously taken the view that Jamie Jones-Buchanan was looking for the ball as well, because the ball hung in the wind. Here's Burrow. Now Maguire on the bounce, and untidily it gets to Tupi. Tupi offloads it to Webb. Webb will bring it back same direction.
The fitness levels from both sides is excellent. You know, you come up with an error, and normally you'd think, well, we'll get a try after this, but no, they get back in numbers, and he's lost the football.
Pulled that way, though. It's a knock-on.
Knock-on, I think this by Bradford, according to the referee, be heading feet to Leeds. It was one-on-one. Terry Newton doesn't agree, as you can see.
Time off.
Well, Terry Reeves hit one-on-one. It certainly goes backwards
Back in.
to start with, and then...
Okay, time on.
Yeah, I think he's got it right, the official.
Yep. Go.
Try telling that to Mr. Newton.
Sinfield in the base of the scrum, and he finds Maguire.
First. And here.
They're keeping him quiet so far. Senior. And here is Ian Kirk.
Second.
5 metres away from the Bradford try line with Diskin. Now with Burrow. Burrow to Sinfield. Sinfield over the top. Oh, what a pass to Lee Smith. They can't go for forward passes to video referees, and I don't think that was forward anyway. What a pass out wide. And Lee Smith hit it like a train. Great ball from Sinfield. Great try from Lee Smith. Leeds respond.
Probably the first time we've seen the loose forward Kevin Sinfield come into the first line and be creative. He was excellent for Great Britain last week. I thought he had one of his best games for many a day. And as it's lifted the confidence, you can see there Terry Newton from that angle definitely reached it out one-on-one. And from possession, it does not come better than this pass from Kevin Sinfield. You can see they caught out Leslie Vinacolo. Smith took it on the bounce. Tremendous stuff. Amazing. He missed out 3 defenders. Smith said, I'll take this. We're back in it. It's a thriller.
Well, Kevin Sinfield now with the opportunity from way out there on the far side to really get Leeds back in the hunt here. Missed with his first kick, which was considerably easier than this. Sinfield, also one of the best kickers in the business, but sadly for Leeds, not yet tonight. But it's 14-8 to Bradford.
If there's one way to catch a sliding defence, it is a long, beautiful pass like that. 3 would-be defenders caught in no man's land, and they have paid the price. The crowd are loving this. Sinfield back.
Onside.
To his best. He had his international career resurrected, Phil. And sometimes you need a game like that to just bring out the best again from Sinfield.
Eddie, a man called Wally Lewis threw a pass in 1982 playing for Australia, and they're still talking about it in Wigan. That was the same quality, and I think they'll be talking about Sinfield's pass for years to come here in Leeds.
Fantastic the football. It certainly surprised me that Steve McNamara did not punch into that corner, but to be fair to them, they had 4 clean breaks on that opposite side on the left, being worked by the hooker Terry Newton. Will they do the same in the second stanza?
Deacon's restart is fielded by Danny Maguire. Here comes Jamie Peacock, and it's Leeds against Bradford. It's Tony Smith against Steve McNamara. Steve McNamara, captain of the Huddersfield team that won promotion in 2002 under Tony Smith, with a grand final win over Lee at Widnes. And today they are in the opposition corners. Sinfield going for a big boot downfield on the 3rd tackle of the opening set of 6 of this second half, and Plack picks it up on his own goal line.
Tremendous chase though, and that shows you the confidence that Leeds have had in the sheds at half-time to go early on the 3rd like that and apply the pressure.
Penalty offside against the Leeds Rhinos, and Lee Smith is the man picked out by Phil Bentham. Well, we saw the influence that Tony Smith's half-time discussion had on the Great Britain side here last week. I wonder what influence he will have on his club side, Leeds Rhinos, here tonight. 41 minutes gone. Banganar with the play, the ball, and Burgess loses it. Ian Kirk picks up the loose ball.
Well, we saw a nervous word in the opening 5 straight from the kickoff in that first half, and it seems to have just got to them again.
Peacock goes to ground again. Here is Gareth Ellis.
To be fair, it was a tremendous boost, wasn't it, for the Rhinos to score just before the half-time break.
Burrow showed it to Sinfield, gives it instead to Maguire. Maguire taking on Ian Henderson, coming off second best. That's Brent Webb.
Surprised me, Eddie, that Tony Smith hasn't perhaps got a different bit of a combination out there. Throughout that first half, Maguire and Burrow were taking in turns on that first or second receiver. I think we might see a little bit more from Kevin Sinfield. Taking control, but Peacock's through.
Great bump from Peacock, didn't get the ball away. The arm was free. Diskin to Maguire, stabs the ball in. And it's picked up in the end. A knock-on, though, is ruled by the referee. It's the turnover. Knock-on by the Leeds players.
And no real advantage.
Okay, go.
Yep, just got a fingertips to it. Important now that the Rhinos really stack up in and around that play the ball area. I also see that Leeds, I think they'll get more running from the little hooker Matt Diskin. Make sure that they work the Bradford first and second markers, try to tire them out.
3 minutes of this second half gone. Bradford still ahead. We're as you were at half-time, giving it some width, though here. James Evans was thinking about the offload then.
Great work from the youngster Lee Smith. Picked it straight out.
It's Vainicolo again. Through one, can't get through Maguire. Lee Smith, rather.
Go.
No, it was Maguire. That's Deacon with the kick. Grubbers it all along the deck, and he finds touch. Safety first from Deacon on the last.
To settle things down slightly. Quite a few errors in the opening 3.5 minutes. Brent Webb quite happy to just get in. He's had a really good season so far as Paul Deacon. A little bit shaky the year before, but he really has bounced back. And I must say that they've lost Justin Harris, but they seem to have got a good combination going with Deacon and the big fella Solomona throughout this year, in the absence of Harris.
Let's go down to the sideline here and join Bill for the half-time news.
Well, Eddie, the word on Jamie Thackeray is that despite that bang in the ribs early on, which really did look as though it had finished him for the evening, Thackeray has recovered from that. He's still in a bit of pain, but they haven't ruled him out returning in this second half. And just a word on the stats from that first half. It really has been frantic, even more so right down here at pitch level. Great pace to the game, but sacrificing a lot of control for that. And the completion rate, I'm told, reflects that. The Bradford completion rate only 35% in the first half, and Leeds at 60%. So that won't please either coach.
No, it won't, and I must admit that I was thinking about the game as Leslie Vainicolo pitched this ball up behind his own goal line. My impression is that Bradford have been far more adventurous in their offloads, but I'm told that the stats tell us that Leeds have offloaded the ball 9 times and Bradford 11, so there's not too much to choose between the sides in that department.
Sometimes it can give you the wrong message as well. It's whether they're offloaded in the attacking red zone. Good work there by the big fella Van Genaar. He's such an important unit, isn't he?
So is Newton. That could have been called forward. Michael Platt.
A lazy pass.
Bradford. Last one. Newton again. Back it goes to Langley. Wide then to McKenna. And the kick,
shocker,
wasn't the best.
And his Leeds have done something I thought they might have considered even in the first half, but they've actually switched sides now. Keith Senior has come over to play in the right centre position, Finton Tupi over in the left. Tupi and Smith had struggled. Tony Smith's changed things around.
And here is Keith Senior.
It was amazing to see McNamara get the message out and say, come on, Chris McKenna, you're not one of our recognised kickers, and if you're going to kick it, you've got to put it down to the ground, make it bounce all over the place. It was so easy there to be picked up.
Rob Burrow, scampering little run. Quick play the ball. Diskin, kick over the top. Invitation for Donald to chase. And Donald comes after this. Oh, and Platt just puts it dead. Wisely, he could hear Scott Donald coming up on his inside. Goal line dropout coming up then. Leeds will get the repeat set of 6.
Tremendous effort. Really is great to see the kick into the corner. Speed has it all. I must say, Platt got there just in time. And that gives you some indication that these defences are pretty strong. We saw, and they expected more work from that man, Matt Diskin. The neat little chip over, but the respect that they have for each other on defensive line shows you that it will be the kick that will break it down.
Great drop out by Deacon. Lee Smith will run it back. Halted 10 metres inside the Bradford half. Diskin. Peacock. Peacock still.
Second. Stand on the mark. Go.
Diskin to Ellis. Burrow. Wide to Maguire. Thundering tackle by McAvoy.
Well done, Nathan.
This is Brent Webb. Gets the ball away to Ellis. Ellis looking for someone to offload to.
No second phase. 2 of them had gone past. Should have been someone coming deep. It would have been a try for sure.
Sinfield pops it up to Maguire. Maguire running flat. Gets it to Jamie Jones. Buchanan. Offload on the bounce forward. No try.
Jones Buchanan just couldn't get away the pass earlier. It was a mile forward, wasn't it?
Well, the first one was, and that wasn't pulled back.
And
that's
so,
the one that was, and it doesn't look like it was.
No, it was going backwards, irrespective of whether it bounces forward after that.
The first one was definitely...
Oh, without a doubt. They've been very fortunate, but I suppose it's even the scales up.
Yeah, justice seemed to be done.
Wait, out!
There he was, looking for the man. No one.
I don't know, but every time we come to Headingley, I refer to this, Phil. Do you think that Tony Smith does not like his players to offload unnecessarily? And would you class that as an unnecessary offload had it gone?
No, I don't think you do. He encourages players to play with the ball, move it around as much as possible. Sometimes they've been guilty of doing too much of that inside their own half, and it's cost them a couple of wins in the past. So I'm sure they're aware of that, because it means you have to do the extra work in defence whenever possible. His side probably move the ball around more than most in Super League. I think you have to compliment Bradford's defence. particularly the decision-making out wide of players. When Leeds have shifted the ball so wide, so often they've instantly come up with the right call to come in and cut down the option. And they're rewarded here now with a penalty. Interference by Leeds. They've survived the tough 10 minutes there because I really thought Leeds up to another level after the half-time break.
James Evans was hanging onto the ball. It was knocked out of his hand as he tried to get to his feet, according to the referee. Penalty to Bradford.
Lee Smith definitely reefed the ball away now.
Morrison.
Well, the Bulls have got to come up with a little bit different now. Going to try to maybe just charge down that middle, use the forwards a bit more.
Deacon! 3! Important tackle that was by Ian Kirk and Matt Diskin. This is Henderson. Henderson to McAvoy. And a chance, it's too big. Now then, has Tupu scored for Bradford? It is a decision for video referee Richard Silverwood. If he has, this is his third appearance, and it'll be his third try.
Well, no doubt about the try. No doubt about the grounding. Has the boot touched the whitewash? Oh, that's a great run on the inside, isn't it, from Marcus St. Hilaire? He's a big boy, this fella. That looks A-OK, doesn't it? Maguire trying to get through to him. That's try time. TRY, no doubt whatsoever, full control.
I think that's the first time he's touched the ball since he's come on. Fourth try in his Bradford career for Tammy Tupu. Yes, says Richard Silverwood. Just on for Chris McKenna. Tammy Tupu, 2 tries in the Super League. That was the second. We saw the first 2 weeks ago, and he got a couple in the Challenge Cup tie against Huddersfield. What a start to his career. He's Vainicolo-esque, isn't he?
Certainly is, but let's take nothing away from the inside run from Marcus St. Hilaire. There he comes in. Created all sorts of problems for the defence. Maguire didn't have the weight. Tupu is a big unit. As Eddie's saying, they may be getting rid of Leslie Vainicolo, the volcano. What are we going to call Tupu? Hurricane or something? I don't know. You make it up, Phil.
Well, I know that Daniel said before the game we wouldn't see. Here's a big kick from Paul Deacon.
It is, but he's the best in the business.
Wrong, does it? Wow,
he's the best in the business, Paul Deacon. Super League's top goal scorer. 20 points to 8.
Well, Daniel said that we probably wouldn't see Leslie's strike rate beaten for a long time. Tupu's done it already.
He has, and he's only come on as a sub as well. He scored 4 tries, 4 appearances, and not yet in the starting lineup. Might be next week when Leslie is elsewhere. Leeds then having to come from 12 points down.
You know, we give a lot of credit to certain people with the skills in the pass and also the man that finishes off, scores a beautiful try. But it's sometimes a man who is not involved with the football, running the angle, just creating confusion. And Marcus St. Hilaire did that efficiently enough for Tupu to pick up a vital try.
Here is McAvoy. Nathan McAvoy actually had a game for the Rhinos last year in the Challenge Cup at Lee. So he can be classed as one of 6 former Leeds men in the first team squad. And this is Matt James. 5th Super League game in a row that he has been on the bench, young Matt James. Deacon dabs the kick wide, looking for Big Leslie. Finds him. Vainicolo. Ball was put down. Morrison picks it up, but the referee saw the knock on.
That'll be the turnover. Tremendous football, though, from the Bulls. Keeping it alive, confident. 20 points to 8. You can test your arm, and they're doing that.
So that's the turnover, and Glenn Morrison with the tackle.
Daniel, when you've just had the turnover, you've got your opposition way in their own quarter. Is that when you send the message out? Is that what you tell them? That this is where you lift the tempo in your defence?
Every team will do it, Steve-O, when you've got to play the ball in your own 20. The game so far has just been dictated by Terry Newton. He's absolutely orchestrating the whole game. And until Leeds get control of Bradford's play the balls, Terry Newton's going to determine what happens in the game. For Leeds, they have to do the opposite. It's Rob Burrow, Jordan Tansey, Matt Diskin. They're the boys that have got to decide how the Rhinos are going to fare tonight.
Knock on here by Jamie Thackeray.
Well, that will not help their cause.
Ellis and Peacock, by the way, have gone off for Leeds Rhinos. Let's go to Bill.
Eddie, you were speculating on what they might be nicknaming Tami Tupu, who has, of course, has got to fill the boots of the volcano. Well, will it be the Hurricane Tupu or Typhoon Tupu, perhaps? But no, I'm told the nickname is something much more down to earth. It's Gary.
Gary?
Gary.
Oh, great.
That's Tami's name here from New Zealand, Gary, but I like Hurricane. I think that's a great nickname.
Well, it's better than Gary, I must say.
Knock on by Henderson. Well, there's Gary Tupu, known to his friends as Tami.
Well, I can see
known to his opposition coaches now as Hurricane.
I can see the headline now. Gary explodes.
Michael Platt, come on.
Come on, Gary.
Out.
Here's Tupi. Gets the ball away. Good defence from Marcus St. Hilaire.
First. Hold the line, balls. Go.
Tupi again.
It's going to take something pretty special now from the Rhinos.
Is Jordan Tansley, the man who provided something special in that controversial last second at Cardiff. Rob Burrow bouncing and dancing, trying to get out of trouble, but Langley gets to him.
I'll wait.
Just look a little bit disorganised, Leeds, at the moment. People are pushing each other around. I'll go in there, I'll take it first. Sinfield, good offload. Well, that's great defence, isn't it?
Brent Webb did well, got it away to Ryan Bailey. That's the last tackle here for Leeds. Webb finds Sinfield, he'll put this to air. That will hang. That will hang. It's all right. Tami Tupu. Great defence though from Leeds. That will lift them.
It's just what they needed too. It was a great take under pressure, and he looked for all the world that he'd avoided two, went towards the touchline, and it was the second effort that got to him. The big fellas came at the right time and fully rewarded. I really like the way that they've changed that rule.
Tupu dumped into touch. Scrum 10 metres away from the Bradford line, and it's head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos. Maguire, Webb and Senior lined up across the field this way, and it finds its way to Maguire, who showed it to Senior but took the tackle from James Evans.
He hasn't shown any spark, Maguire, tonight.
Here's Senior.
He's been running the angle, trying to just go on the arc, and normally his speed gets him through, but it's lacking. That's a penalty.
Terry Newton was not allowing Keith Senior to get to his feet, and Senior just gingerly holds his wrist. They're running it, Leeds, no point taking the two. Jordan Tansley. Here is Rob Burrow. Short ball, Brent Webb! Brilliant. Wonderful, quick on his feet, Brent Webb. And Leeds get the reward for the great defence on Tami Tupu out wide. From the scrum, Brent Webb goes over for try number 16 of this, his first season in the Super League. His 18th try in all so far. He was sin-binned against the Bulls at Easter. He's just come up with a try here that's put the Leeds Rhinos back in the hunt again.
Quick play the ball and a beautiful position by the fullback. It was an excellent pass from a little halfback Rob Burrow. They went close there. They put him in. Tupu had not enough strength to stop it. That is a great run from one of the world's best rugby league players, the New Zealander Brent Webb. Will he add the extra two?
Yes, he did. Kevin Sinfield. They took it very quickly, and Leeds, as soon as Bradford stretched the lead, the Rhinos respond.
Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Don't forget, Brent Webb scored 3 tries down in Cardiff against the Bradford Bulls. And a player with his class, I mean, Bradford have done remarkably well to prevent Webb, Maguire and Burrow from cutting them up so far. We're almost at the hour mark, and the Bulls' defence has been amazing. Can it continue for the next 20?
Oh, the referee has given Bailey here not the benefit of the doubt. He has called the knock-on.
What about the celebration by the Bradford players for the big hit. Well, did it go backwards?
It was actually off Sinfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone.
But did it go backwards either way?
Here come the Bradford Bulls again. And now they have a penalty right in front of the sticks. 14-20. Will Bradford take the two?
Differential penalty, Eddie.
It'll be from the scrum.
Is it from the scrum?
Yes,
They'll
you
take
can't
the tap.
kick. When the referee puts the arm up and down.
No,
can't kick a goal.
it's not. I think
He signalled a differential penalty. He's changed his mind
He
again.
has, he's been told. He's had the message down.
So, you were right, fellas. Ball has come loose. Henderson.
I'm here.
Solomona's back out there, and that's Platt underneath all those Leeds bodies. This is Ian Henderson. Henderson to Matt James. Three tackles gone.
Will Henderson go on his own?
He's having a dip. He's having a dip.
He's got it down, has he? Tom the line was there. And Maguire's leg got underneath
He
it.
has.
Get a grounding, please.
Andy Lynch thinks he scored.
He's spinning out of it.
Oh, I think, is that short?
No, apex of the ball is on it.
Yes, it is.
That's sufficient.
Just see it under the elbow, can't you? Or is it the elbow that's on it?
Forearm, that's all that counts.
Did he
Richard
drop it?
Silverwood has seen enough.
This is TRY time. Listen to the crowd.
Bradford respond.
Just at a time when Webb put the Rhinos back in the game, they've come back within 2 minutes, and the big fella Lynch
Well,
put forwards, love it, don't they?
A fantastic debut for this fellow last week on this ground for Great Britain, and he has just scored what might be a hugely significant try.
Now this is the controversial one, and it's because Sinfield has touched the ball and it has touched his own player in front. It doesn't have to go far, half an inch is sufficient, and this is a wonderful second effort. It's old style, it may be old-fashioned from forwards, but once you hit the wall, you spin and you turn, and you go around, and when that whitewash sees the white of the eyes, you plonk the ball down. Will he make it 6?
He does. 26-14. Bradford back to a 12-point lead.
Our game is very unforgiving, Eddie, on errors and big errors, and we saw a great play from the defensive Leeds and Tami Tupou taken into touch. 6 points. Just then we've seen Ryan Bailey, error, Bradford 6 points. It's an unforgiving game. You've just got to be careful sometimes, I guess.
Indeed so. But when it's being played at 100 miles an hour, as this is, it's a doddle, isn't it, to call for patience and and take care up here when you're out there.
Well, I'm a coach, so I'm hoping for it, and I know the players. It's a little bit different on the field.
Here's Solomona, Morrison, Leslie Linacolo. He's in touch, he's lost it forward anyway. Leslie wants to score every time the ball's in hand.
And Steve McNamara will not be impressed with that, actually. When you've just had a try against you and then you hit back, the momentum psychologically has gone to your side. To give away position and possession, not good.
Sinfield with the pass to Webb. Oh, it went in front of Maguire, leads it, lost it. Here is Morrison. Here is Morrison for Bradford. Morrison for Bradford, and he bounces off Scott Donald and scores under the sticks. Glenn Morrison for the Bradford Bulls. He could just have come up with a killer blow. Steve McNamara has waited a long, long time to get the better of the Leeds Rhinos. He's still got a bit of way to go, but that could be a telling blow from Glenn Morrison. He wants Old Trafford. He wants Wembley, this fellow. That's why he's come over from Australia to play in this country. And at 31, he's looking for a glittering end to his career, and he might just get it.
but it came from a bad error. When you just want to launch a bad pass like that, picked up superbly, wasn't it? Morrison threw the dummy. He's taken him a while to get into top gear since he came back from his injury. Before that, he was the star of Super League, this fella. Not the best there. Now then, Solomona does not get a hand to it. But the weight of Solomona was enough to just put Clinton Tupi off from regathering. That's a great effort. Nice fend. Classical try.
And just a few seconds ago, Deacon, he's had an unblemished night with the boot. 6 from 6. The try from Morrison, 32 points to 14. And it could be Bradford Ball's night.
Okay.
Short kick-off from Sinfield. Knocked on by Bradford. Tansey has it for Leeds. It's come up for them.
Go.
Luluai.
First. Hold. Go.
Tansey. Ellis has returned. Maguire. Oh! Morrison was high on Maguire.
Ooh. He's apologising. He's getting out of the way of the referee.
Just come over.
It was more of a grab. He was going the wrong way.
And then Andy Lynch.
Okay. Just need to be careful on the steps. Okay. Over here.
Just a quick word of admonishment from the referee to Glenn Morrison.
There's still plenty of time.
Oh, there is.
This game's not over.
Here goes Bailey.
There's so much quality in this Rhinos outfit.
And wait.
Once they get a sniff, they've been known to score 3 or 4 tries on the trot.
Brent Webb showed it to a couple. They've surrounded Brent Webb. They must remember that hat-trick at Cardiff.
Leave him.
He's already got one tonight. Burrow. Ian Kirk. Straight and hard, right at Morrison.
Hold the line.
Jordan Tansey. Here's Rob Burrow. Long pass to Maguire. Maguire down the line. Bouncing around and off the legs of Tami Tupu. And behind for a goal line dropout by the Bradford Bulls. Repeat set of 6 for Leeds coming up.
Well executed kick into the corner. But good positioning there by Clint. Should I say the big fella, Tami Tapu.
Just call him Gary, Stephen.
Okay, Gary.
Known to all his pals as Gary.
Gary, well, it is now.
Stay on.
It's easier to say.
You've started something tonight. It's either the Tupu, Stephen.
That's what I said.
Or Tapu, or whatever his
Oh,
name
it doesn't
is.
matter.
We've got enough confusion around here. Never mind all that.
What about the great tackle from Matt James, the substitute? Put his body on the line there. Good offload.
Indeed it was. Here is Ellis. Gareth Ellis. And an offload from him to Sinfield. Back it goes to Maguire. Now it's Ian Kirk. They're defending magnificently, Bradford, aren't they?
Go.
Maguire. Sinfield. Senior. Tansey. Burrow. Rob Burrow.
On the line.
Oh, looks like James has picked up an injury.
Jordan Tansey. Not standing square, Bradford.
It's got to be a penalty, and he's given it already. They'll take the tap. Let's get on with it. Webb. Here's one of the big fellas.
Kylie Luluai. Short on the first. Tansey. Burrow. Went one way, went the other, came back. Pass on the bounce and behind Lee Smith. They've lost a bit of momentum here, the Rhinos.
Second. Hold.
They've got to test their arm.
Here goes Burrow again. Oh, and it was off the deck.
Shocking him.
No way
Shocking
that Ryan
pass.
Bailey could pick that up.
Not for the big fella, and he knows it. It was dipping all the time. The gap was there, and he couldn't get it to Sinfield. Sinfield was coming. Did he come just a touch? And it's pressure, not only for the fans, but for the animals.
Time off. Beside you. Back in now, lads. Time on.
So it's Bradford's
Wait.
head and feed.
Sort it out.
They've got to force the
You've
error.
got to get your tight in there.
Bradford will be in no rush. They'll be thinking that 32-14 in front, they can just play basic rugby league football, try to get themselves to somewhere round about the halfway line so they can get a good kick and chase away. Won't be easy though, because Leeds have upped the tempo.
If Bradford Bulls win by 14 or more tonight, there's a knock-on from Solomona. But if they know they win by 14 or more tonight, they go above the Leeds Rhinos in the table. Leeds very, very quick to form that scrum.
Bit of fatigue perhaps coming into the Bradford side.
I've stopped it.
Nothing wrong with the pass. Just a lack of concentration.
Hold the line, lads.
Been a hard night for the forwards.
Ouch.
Maguire again. Maguire! Ooh, and he was nearly through. An excellent tackle from Morrison was needed. Here it's Sinfield. Sinfield still battling against Vanganara and Newton and still going forward.
They need a second phase play. 2 dummy runners. Will Burrow get the first receive?
Another penalty. Hands in it to play the ball. It's Clinton Tupé. Tanzi. And Luluai, and they stop him again. Tanzi. Burrow. Peacock. Peacock still. It's immense, the Leeds pressure. Senior. Bailey.
Oh, that's great work. It's close to it.
Well. Senior again. Not the best pass to Burrow, that. A dab to the in-goal area. And Solomona
What an
does
effort.
excellently.
Ooh,
And
Donald has picked up
hurt.
one. Yeah, it was a pile driver. What about the confidence there, right in front of your line to offload? After this fella got out of the in-goal area, he was very close to the whitewash in the in-goal area. Did very well indeed.
Deacon, Vanganar. They are such a physical side, Bradford.
You don't often hear players talk about revenge in sport. I mean, it's too fast moving nowadays. But players and teams find special reasons for motivation. And I think the fact that Bradford have lost twice in very strange circumstances against Leeds this season has provided an extra 10% out of every one of the Bradford Bulls we've seen play tonight. I just think it will be impossible for Leeds to win this game. Not only is the scoreboard against them, but the determination of every single Bradford player means that they are not going to go away losing here tonight.
You're right, Phil, because as Eddie mentioned before the kickoff, Steve McNamara said, I will not rest until we have 13 points at least with 1 minute remaining. They have been caught on the bell so many times by the Rhinos, but they have to come up with something special. Maybe they've got to start looking for the chip over the top, though. Bradford's fullback, Michael Platt, is not deep. He's anticipating maybe something from Barrow, maybe Maguire.
Well, the gap at the moment, 18 points. 10 minutes to go. Peacock. Plays the ball on the last to Rob Burrow. Sinfield's kick. Up it goes, straight in the air. Michael Platt is after this. Oh, he claimed it so well. Didn't look as though he was ever going to get near it, but he did, and then gives it to St. Hilaire. A real wrestle.
Well, this has wrapped the parcel up, isn't it?
Solomona.
Get the silk ribbon out.
Solomona breaks. Brent Webb stands. Solomona gets it away to Deacon. He comes back that way where all the confusion was. He's good on his feet. Tupé with the tackle. Leeds are back in defence now in their line.
Swinging arm there from the centre, Tupé.
And Solomona just having to have some running repairs. Langley, Big Leslie, and Rob Burrow round his ankles, and Rob Burrow and Lee Smith combining to bring James Evans down. Langley still, Burrow working so hard round the play of the ball. And here is Newton. A that's out on the full, wasn't it?
Yep, he'll come back on a couple of yards. He knows
I
it
don't
as
think they've
well.
given it, Steve-O, here. It looked from this angle as though this went out on the full.
It did, and he'll
No,
take
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, gets man the bounce, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's quick thinking. He's had a big game, Terry Newton. He's followed on from that excellent match against Hull.
But he's on his old stomping ground, of course.
Yeah, his control is Daniel Anderson picked it out. He's enjoyed it. He hasn't done much running from the dummy half, but he's taken that 3 or 4 steps.
Look at that kick from the base of the scrum by Sinfield. And Lee Smith's after it with Michael Platt. Was he pushed?
No, said the official.
Well, they can run together and they can shoulder charge. They can't push.
Well, I think he's grabbed hold of him. I think Lee Smith has been badly done to there by the fullback Michael Platt. You can use your shoulder, but you can see there he was hanging on to him. Oh, it's got a bit fiery down there. I don't know who's at the bottom, but I bet the wish they were at the top.
McKenna it is.
Give me a hand up, please.
Once we were friends, tonight we are foes.
Yeah, it was Peacock, a late, lazy one right over the top, and Vinacolo. Don't often see that from the Volcano, but it's his last Super League game. Surely he doesn't want to finish his Super League career with a sin bin.
But they were aggressively ran in. Okay, no problem.
Peacock was the one that came in late. A little doubt about that. But it was Peacock that went really, really high.
Yeah, but I think it was Bailey on the deck. I think that was the start of it. That was the spark.
That's all with a punch. Okay, leave it out. Okay. Number 2.
Well, Peacock's gone on scot-free. Surely have a little word.
Bailey on the
Keith Senior's actually going to get a talking to, I think, when there are people coming in. They don't mind players having a bit of a fisticuff. It's when other players join in that referees get a little bit touchy.
No, first offence.
It's definitely Bailey who's the offender. That's why the penalty's been given to Bradford.
Well, that much assuredly. The tackle hadn't been completed. It was Peacock that tried to take his head off.
It's not the fact that the tackle wasn't completed, it's the way he went in. He went in with the arm raised, even though he was on the deck.
Either way. Oh, bang it, I said, okay. I can take it. Oh.
I don't think Luluai will do that again.
Boom.
Deacon. Nearly away from Sinfield.
Such a dangerous way, though, to go into a tackle.
That's better.
You can often finish up on the wrong side of the ledger when you start doing things like that.
Nice ball from Solomona. Here's Chris McKenna.
Just played out cool now. Kick to the in-goal area. Oh, they're losing their cool somewhat. Bit of a grapple tackle. Bit of a massage in the face. This could erupt.
Solomona.
5. Slipped.
He slipped into the tackle, is the opinion of referee Phil Bentham. Oh, it's an intelligent little flick, but it's only into the arms of Danny Maguire from Paul Deacon.
Super little option, wasn't it? Went one way, make sure that the kick came back on the other, and this will be brutal.
Last 5 minutes here. Bradford can smell the win. A win that's been so long coming for them.
3. Release. Go.
Diskin. Bailey away from Newton. Offloads it to Clinton Tupy. Wonderful defence again from Bradford. Swarming, scrambling defence. Ellis. The offload is gobbled up by Deacon.
And that just about sums up this game. That'll be back to 6.
Here's Morrison.
0. Touched. Lukey. 0.
Leslie Vinacolo, bump, bang, and out again. That's great Leeds defence now. But not quick thinking. Vinacolo, and he knows that he really shouldn't be doing that. The clock is going to be on his side, and at 32-14, I think they've got this game wrapped up, but they didn't need that. You've got to use a bit of composure. You've got to be thinking all the time.
Work out. Chris McKenna, come on.
Smith will just be thinking, I'm glad I don't have to play against him again.
Time on. Go.
I think there's a few wingers thinking like that. Oh, Maguire's gone without it. This is St. Hilaire, and that's the game for Bradford. Marcus St. Hilaire with a try for Bradford that wraps up a win that will take the Bulls into second spot in the table behind the champion St. Helens. Only his third try of the season. One of the former Leeds brigade, Marcus St. Hilaire, has wrapped up the win for the Bradford Bulls.
And again, it comes from a mistake from a scrum win. This is the second occasion that they have offered the ball back, and they can't afford to be doing this. It was a gift. Oh, full delight. Bull ball. He will be enjoying that.
Bradford are on their way to second spot in the table. Deacon has been faultless with the boot tonight, and he continues to be so. 38 points to 14. Barry McDermott on boot and all last night said he'd fancied that one of these sides would run away with the game, but I think he was wearing his Leeds Rhinos colours at the time, and he fancied the Rhinos, but Steve McNamara has come up with a win, and the Leeds fans are on their way home.
They've been more eager, they've been more organised, and the most important factor, that Bradford have not coughed up the ball as much as Leeds have done. 12 mistakes from Leeds throughout this game, and you just can't afford that, though they have come up with another one of Bradford.
They've got the ball back again. It was an ambitious restart. It's a tough old run Leeds have got, by the way. They go to Saints next week, then they've got Wigan on the agenda. So it's a couple of weeks that will make or break them. Penalty here.
Another facial from the Volcano. Now then, will Leeds, they've attacked the big fella, will they go for Gary on this occasion?
Bradford! Get here!
I think Daniel Anderson might well regret giving us the story of Gary. He and Bill Arthur can be blamed for all this.
Get a foot on the line!
Well, he's there, got himself in good tackle, Gary.
Peacock over the top. Leslie Vinacolo sweeps on it.
Well, he took it on the half volley and then, then cheekily offloads it.
Oh, ball's lost. Diskin will score a consolation. But maybe not. The referee has pulled them back for the knock-on.
Yeah.
Full advantage.
It was reefed away. And Graham Bailey that puts the big frame behind it. Not so sure that that is correct either way. Diskin has been denied the try. The Bulls will be taking their time over this one.
It's a long road that the Leeds Rhinos have got ahead of them over the next couple of weeks. Saints and Wigan in quick succession.
Real test for them, isn't it, as we approach the mid-part of the season. They've had the break, haven't they, and would have wanted to come here with a win. Disappointed, I think, but I think whoever had played against the Bradford side tonight would have gone home on the losing edge, really, because Bradford's determination. Sometimes you look at a team and you just can tell they were not prepared to lose, and the Bradford side had that look this evening.
Here's Henderson for Bradford. They will miss him next year.
They've looked the more organised throughout. They've virtually controlled it, apart from a few, say, moments for 5 or 6 minutes when Leeds have shown some of their class, and Newton is overjoyed. He's had a big game. Everybody in the Bradford colours tonight has certainly done that.
Well, the Bradford supporters absolutely delighted. And Tami Tupu, he came up with his customary try at the start of the second half. A second half in which Bradford scored 4 times. Deacon was faultless with the boot. And